Hello folks, this is a disclaimer before the episode actually begins. If you've been following along on the On Punching Gods and Absentee Dads journey, you're probably around chapter 21. Well, we're on chapter 35. We've rearranged the way we're reading it because we realized it was going to take us a million years to talk about all of it. And we don't want, you wasting your lives on a million years of this. You only want like half your life. So we're cutting it down. So hit pause, go read through chapter 35 and come back. If you haven't been reading it but you're here for the memes, well, welcome to Fanfics and Friends! I feel like I slayed that. Guys, you know how we normally start silly and then we get into the business? We couldn't start silly because I had to let you know where we were. And I was like, I don't know how we're supposed to do this. It happened. And here we are. Guys, how many chapters was it? It was like 20-something chapters?
20. They
were wild.
There's a lot that happens. The plot continues to move fast.
Well, and but also so slow.
Yeah.
But also so slow. I don't remember half what I read, and I still also somehow remember it in perfect detail.
Because every chapter, that's because you're you. I do not remember it in perfect detail. Every chapter was something completely new, but also advanced the plot like 1 centimeter. It was a completely different setting, different point of view, different characters.
Oh, it does help though that I've definitely already read through like chapter 28.
So you were rereading.
Yeah. I have to tell you when it stopped being familiar, and it was right around chapter, technically I remember chapter 30 and 31, but only briefly, and I remember the beginning of chapter 32, but not in extraordinary detail. I was like, I don't remember him singing, but whoa.
It is literally impossible for Madison's something to not be going off.
I wasn't popular last episode.
You're so popular all the time.
But I wasn't popular last episode.
That's true. That's because we were talking about that's because we were talking about serious stuff.
It was serious.
Actually,
but you guys won't know about it.
You guys are all confused because we can't seem to record in any kind of linear.
They're probably not confused.
I'm confused.
We're more confused than they are. Because they're probably going to receive this in a proper mannered order of this, and then we'll jump into chaos in something else, a new direction, right? Sorry, guys. If anyone's confused, it's us. But it's just how it is. Deal with it.
I stay confused. Okay, the fic.
First major thoughts about Loki, Harry character and interpersonal development. I know you've got them. I want to know about them.
No, okay. I'm going to go back to, I think there was a missed opportunity with the Avengers, but it's obvious that I think the author appreciates Marvel and has a good understanding for sure. I mean, she definitely has lore. There's a lot of lore and there's some of it weaved in, but I think she really loves Harry Potter and cares a lot more about those characters. And it's very obvious because I'm like,
the Avengers.
Whose Steve is this? This is not my Steve.
No, this is not anyone's. This is not any Steve.
This is not my Steve.
As an official ex-Steve lover, this is no Steve I know. I feel like they're side characters for her.
Definitely.
And it's not even a side plot. It's like a side plot.
They're not even. They could not be in.
Yeah, they don't have to be.
Yeah.
And the only reason they are is Tony bringing Hermione's family and them having the money and the power, but that could have been anyone.
Right. This could have been set in Asgard.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've gotten more...
Other than the fact that she didn't want to do that because she wanted Harry to be emotional about it and to create even more tension between him and his father and his uncle.
Oh, that made me so mad. That whole... Not in a writing way, just the characters. I was like, both of you are so... stupid. I hate both of you.
Also, I think she's giving Harry a little too much credit. He is dumb. He is so smart. He's a really smart character. Even in the first few books, young Harry is smart. Young Harry is also oblivious and a huge idiot.
I keep forgetting he's 14 also, or 15 or whatever.
He's 15, but about to be 16. But also he would take in consideration Loki's feelings, but not before he'd accidentally said something.
Yeah.
I feel like Ken and Harry would have been like, I loved it. It was great. And then be like, I can't stay here.
Well, maybe it was also it was the I loved it. It was great. Well, yeah, I was going to say maybe he was worried about his dad being upset that he had gone out and battled with them, but he probably wouldn't have been. He might have actually, is the way he's written right now, because he's very protective over him. So he had time to think of it in that perspective of like, I want my dad to be mad at me.
That's not how she presented it, really. Like, she
No.
kind of thought about it, but it wasn't the main point. The main point of him not telling Loki
Right.
was because he didn't want... Yeah.
So,
Whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm still not over the Starlight business either.
Yeah, you know, every time I see I don't know, there's a lot of nicknames getting thrown around. I had to ask my roommate last night. I was like, hey, why does James Potter keep getting called Prongs? I don't understand. And she came in, she like got up from the living room and walked into my room and she's like, well, glad you asked. Guys, I don't know, okay? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm never gonna know.
That's actually so funny.
I'll probably read I won't read a million Harry Potter fan fictions. I'll read a couple and I still won't know. And I'll watch the movies again when Maddie makes me watch them and I still won't know. Because I cannot retain anything from that series to save my life. Actually, I know who Remus is now. Kind of.
Do you know who Sirius is?
I know who Sirius is.
More than Remus or equal
Yes,
to Remus?
no, more than Remus.
Good.
Because I think he's hotter. So I remember him.
He's much more your type.
Okay.
He's a greasy rat boy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with your
True.
greasy rat boys. I like half your greasy rat boys. Not all of them, but like half of them.
Yeah. I think you're converting me into angry blonde boy though. Actually, maybe just angry.
Not all of them are angry. There's only one I know that's like an angry blonde. Who's the other one?
Draco.
Oh. I was like, I only know one angry blonde boy. What? You're reading Hermione?
You don't think Arthur's angry?
King Arthur?
Yes. That's 3 for 3.
I'm being attacked. I mean, yeah, he's angry, but yo. Oh, that was crazy. It's because he has actually. I think all three of them have daddy issues. Actually, except Bakugo.
You can have daddy issues. I'll take mommy issues.
I feel like Bakugo doesn't have daddy issues. He's got mommy issues.
That
was crazy of you to say that to me. You haven't even watched all of Merlin.
I've never seen a single episode of Merlin. Actually, I take that back.
Don't say it. Don't spoil it. You've never seen Merlin.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I've only seen the last scene of the last episode of Merlin.
Ah! You know what's crazy though? You said he's angry. That is a character that starts angry, and Merlin is the peace, and by the end, Arthur's at peace and Merlin is angry. That was wild. That was wild of them, guys.
That's the hope. That's the hope, is that all the angry men find peace.
They won't.
Peace on earth, goodwill towards angry men.
Have you seen that Brittany Broski video?
Which one?
Oh my gosh, wait guys, this is the greatest Brittany Broski video. She was like, I want a tall girl with brunette hair. I want a blonde girl to ruin my life. And she was like, you know what I want? Peace on earth, goodwill towards men. It's not gonna happen. Can't always get what you want. This video is so funny. Anyway, okay. Back on topic. I lost the plot. The literal plot gone. I feel like some of these chapters though had me like, I don't care. Let's see. Chapter 14.
We already,
right? He has a good day.
oh my gosh.
There's so much that we haven't talked about because there's so much we just read.
Oh, there's so much. I didn't care. I didn't need the conversation between Loki and Sirius while Harry was doing whatever with Odin. Oh,
you know what? I didn't need the whole how many wizards does it take to run a washing machine? That entire chapter, pointless.
Oh my gosh, but then
she threw on the Avengers?
Yeah.
I was like,
it made me feel so bad though, because later Harry brings it up later. Oh, what was he talking about? He was talking about how like all adults are useless. They either like use you or they don't know how to adult. And I'm like, man, that's so sad that that's how this is. Like, I mean, whatever, if that's how you want to write it, that's so sad though. That's sad that that's how Harry thinks that adults are. I don't know if that's true to character, actually. Probably.
Yeah. I was down
issues
with the vibes between Loki and Albus after we fight Voldemort. I was okay with Loki being like,
try me.
You will not. And if you try,
and that was probably,
I'm a god.
That was probably the most in character I've seen him this entire fic.
Yeah.
I was like, there he is. There he is.
Well, you know what's so silly though? Like when I read Avengers fics, there wasn't a lot of Loki, so I don't know what he's normally characterized like in fic lore. Like I know him in the movies, and this is not movie Loki.
No.
But I'm like, is this fic Loki? But you don't think it's fic Loki at all, really, until that one chapter?
Yes. I mean, obviously, I've never read him in this context. I've never read him as a fatherly figure, but I feel like in the context of the story,
there should be more of it, of him being Loki, and there's not enough of it.
Yeah, well, I just think it's weird. You can't really compare because he's not just Loki, he's James. So there's a whole other layer to that. I don't even know what fake James is like either.
Well,
usually
I'm not a person to ask either. But I feel like fake James, I've only read fake James with young James, like James before him and Lily die James, or like Ghost James.
So,
but he's usually not there for a long time, and it usually is like we're really proud of you, we love you, you're doing all the right things, don't sacrifice your morals for Dumbledore, right? It's usually that kind of conversation.
So in that way, he is very true. I guess I feel like to James, but that also I don't know that necessarily makes he wasn't James first.
Right, he was Loki first. He should be
first.
Much more Loki than he is James.
Right, because James was really a persona, and
James isn't really Loki even in this fic, right? Because Loki is only Loki because the context that Loki has lived through, right? You're only you because of your experiences. Yes, you have a base personality, but you become who you become because of how your life is. And Loki is only Loki because of his experiences. James doesn't have those experiences and doesn't know he has those experiences to have until he's like 17.
But then he gets all the memories back. Like in theory, that should be a completely personality shift.
I agree. I think James should be a sprinkle here and there of talking about the wizarding world, or when he is talking to Sirius and Remus, right? But even then, he should have the Slytherin aspect of that. I feel like Loki carries, right? The not just the mischief, but all the planning and all the cunning that he should still be in those conversations. He shouldn't just be let's play this funny little prank.
Yeah, Loki's mischief is always mischief with intent of harm. Almost always.
And to our knowledge, James has only ever done that once, and it wasn't even his plan, it was Sirius's.
Yes.
Like Ken and James only intended to harm somebody one time, and it wasn't even his plan, and he stopped it before it happened.
Right. Because he's god of mischief. Like that is innate in
it's supposed
him.
To be.
That's who he is. So I don't know. It's really interesting. And I don't know how I don't know how I would personally write him as a dad. It's really weird seeing
him dad.
Well, and even and said in one of the chapters, it was his I think it was his flame party, whatever. And he's talking about like the different loves he receives and how like Sirius is super rough, but like like Loki / James and Thor are super soft. Which I'm also like, that just doesn't. Why on earth would they be?
Well, I feel like I know why she wrote it that way, and it's because she originally wrote it so that Thor noticed Harry's uncomfortable attitude towards physical touch towards the beginning, right? And so they have Thor recognize it, and like Loki is jealous of him noticing that and like catering to Harry. I feel like I love Thor. He would not notice.
Nope.
He is a golden retriever like 1,010% through. And he would be like, oh, my nephew, and like pick him up and swirl him around and like ruffle his hair and shove him around and like be rough with him. That would be Thor. Loki would probably, I feel like, would have no idea what to do with him.
Yeah.
Like no physical touch. Because I feel like the only physical touch we see for Loki is roughhousing from Thor and like motherly comfort from Frigga. But even then it's sparingly because she's more loyal to Odin than she is to Loki.
Right.
Most of the time.
Right.
In canon.
And I just don't think it would not come easily.
No.
To him.
And I feel like it wouldn't be soft from him. It'd be awkward. It wouldn't be comfortable. It wouldn't be like soothing. It'd be like.
And they did do that in the beginning, like like right the very beginning. But then I think we trauma bonded a little bit with the whatever those were in the
zombie thing.
The zombie things. We trauma bonded with that in the arcade, and then we were like, oh, Starlight.
I feel like Sirius wouldn't be super rough because he was raised to be a gentleman. And so was James.
I don't know the Sirius lore, so.
Well, like, he's raised to be a pureblood. So he, in theory, was raised to be like Draco Malfoy. Did not enjoy that, rebelled against it a lot, but I feel like he would be pseudo, like, this is my personal opinion. I feel like he would be pseudo posh and proper and know how to be like, my tie goes on straight and this is how I stand to get attention. And he wouldn't be uncomfortable with physical touch, but he wouldn't be, like, overzealous with it either. I feel like if anyone's going to be rough, it's going to be Thor.
Right. Because of course he would, because he's
Thor.
And he's with a bunch of like soldiers and stuff, and that's what they do, and that's just how he is. And
Right, like him in the movies with like Sif and his friends, like
yeah, they're
like throwing each other to the ground.
yeah,
Having a good time.
yes.
This is not a gentle anything.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like the most gentle he would be is with Raven Harry. But even then, once Harry transforms back, he'd be like, "Oh, you rascal!" Like,
Yeah,
face punch, like, like,
yeah. And I think Harry. I mean, I guess I don't know canon or Fan Harry enough, but I think he'd warm. He'd probably appreciate it in his own way.
I feel like the characterization that she wrote, where Harry appreciates Sirius being rough with him,
Mm-hmm.
would be applied to Thor.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, "This is my uncle. He clearly cares about me,
I've never
and
had
yeah,
this
he
before.
doesn't know me, but like, it's his way of showing affection, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. Like, I'm not quite used to it, and I'm getting used to it. So sometimes I'm uncomfortable, but I still appreciate the fact that he cares about me and he's showing me."
Yep.
I feel like we're criticizing intensely right now. I like it. I'm just,
Okay, let not criticizing. I really have enjoyed the moral, ethical dilemma that Harry is going through with his thoughts on Dumbledore.
Mhm.
It's been very interesting to just his little.
I'm angry with him,
Yeah.
but I don't want to hurt
It's
him.
like existential
crisis, kind of, yeah.
crisis, yeah, that he's having in the midst of
All the stuff.
everything else. I've really enjoyed kind of seeing him, and I'm interested to see. Well, I guess you kind of do in the ending chapters that we read. Chapter 33, or whenever he's fighting and talks with Tyr.
Yes. Yeah, we talk a little bit about it there because like he really doesn't want to kill Voldemort, but he wants Voldemort stopped and like is aware that the only option really is killing Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's not comfortable killing somebody, and Tyr's like, you shouldn't be. So it's cool. It's good that you're not comfortable with that. And I do think it's interesting that he classifies Loki, Remus, and Sirius in the same boat, that revenge is the same thing as like justice or whatever she said earlier.
And that's pretty on brand for Loki.
It is on brand for Loki. I don't feel like that's on brand for Remus exactly. I feel like that's really on brand for Sirius. I feel like Remus is a bit more logical.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, he would agree, and his wolf would agree. Like his inner wolf would be like, absolutely, seek justice this way.
Two wolves live inside him.
His name literally means
I know.
Wolf McWolf. It's like Wolf McWerewolf. But I feel like his logical teacher brain would be like morals, ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he isn't a troublemaker and a pot of mischief, but also he's grown up since the Marauder era.
Yep.
This is a man who's experienced intense loneliness. All his friends are dead and or betrayers. He's been sent on a mission by Dumbledore to try to bond with people who are just like him, but also hate him. I mean, I'm sure he's angry and sad, but I don't know if his exact reaction would be like, let's punch the man out, cut off his beard and make him eat it. Like, I don't think any of that is...
I don't know. The moment he saw Loki, he was beating him up, so...
That's because pack member betrayal.
Of course.
Think about it.
That was such a crazy opening for a chapter.
But if you think about like actual animal wolf dynamics, like packs of wolves, like I'm assuming if you had a pack member betray you, it'd be like death or do not ever show your face vibes.
Really? Like a gang?
We could consult the ABO, find out. Guys, if you could have seen her face.
One day.
No. Guys, we're taking a quick I don't even know what to call it. We're taking a quick pause on this plot. I must discuss this incredible thing. Somebody I know was reading Bride by Allie Hazelwood, and I was like, tell me where you are, tell me what's happening, because I don't know anything about it. And so she's like describing it to me, and like nothing had really happened. About halfway through the book, there was one moment, but it wasn't like sex. Like they didn't have sex. It's the thing you hate the most. It was about scents. It's about scenting.
Okay.
Because he's a werewolf, if I think I'm right. He's a werewolf and she's a vampire, which is spelled with a Y.
A vampire.
Anyway, they're like married, but I don't know the drama. But he has to.
They're married?
Yes,
it's called Bride.
it's like an arranged marriage thing. Anyway,
Okay.
it was interesting. So the person reading it, right? The person who was reading it was telling me about it, and they didn't know quite how to describe what was going on. So I was like, just give me the book. Tell me which pages. I read like the 3 pages. It wasn't even that long. It wasn't a lot. Literally, they did not have sex. Like nothing actually happened.
Not throw up. What?
I know. He literally just sends her. Like he
Did she not understand?
No, actually, she was down for it because
What?
they needed her to, I don't know why. Again, I don't know the context of literally any of it, but they had to hide her scent or the fact that maybe they hadn't had sex yet or something because they were married. Like, I don't know, but she needed to smell more like him. Guys, Bailee is so confused right now. But he goes to like scent her and then it kind of gets sexual because I guess he is attracted to her, but like apparently it wasn't super common or known to the main female character that he was attracted to her. Anyway, he's like scenting her and then it gets a little crazy and then he like bites her and I was like, wait, but did that matter? Like, does biting...
Isn't that a thing? From my
I thought so, but I don't know. I was like, but she's a vampire. Does she have scent?
Shouldn't she be the one biting people?
I don't know. I was so lost. I was like, Bailee would get my confusion.
Yeah.
But also nothing happened.
I also had a friend read that book.
Like he like bit her and then they both were like, and he was like, my bad. That's my bad. I'm sorry. And they like went about their business. And I was like, what?
It reminds me
What?
of this one part in Akatar.
Oh God.
Which I don't remember if I brought this up on the pod or not, guys. I'm struggling. I'm like halfway through the Court of Mist and Bullshit.
Wow.
And I'm okay. To be fair.
Is this the second one?
Yes. Yeah, I got through the first book.
No, I know you did. You told me the entire plot. I asked you to.
Oh yeah.
This is the one where she's supposed to get married and then like halfway down the aisle, she's like, I don't know if I want to marry him. And Rezan shows up?
Yeah, and I think that's the second book.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you are.
Yeah, I'm past that, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I'll be honest, Rezan showing up helped. It did. I don't hate him. He's just blonde.
We just discussed how that's not quite a problem for you anymore.
Oh, he has long blonde hair.
That's kind of icky.
Like longer, like not even Thor long, like long.
Like Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah, except it's more of like a lion's mane. It's really like my hair, and that's ew to me. I love myself.
It's like a lion's mane?
Yeah, well, that's how I imagine it, and that's how the couple of fan arts that I've seen. It's like very,
luminous and flowy.
Yeah, it's very Fabio.
Okay, so it's not elven. He's not like an elvish.
No, he is. But it's not like thin like that.
Or straight like that. Like it lays down flat and is beautiful and pristine.
Yeah, I'll look up some fan art in a minute. This is why we need the TV.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying with that. I'm just having a really hard time getting into it. Maybe it's just the wrong time. I need to just put it down and reread it.
See if I changed your mind.
I feel like I wouldn't know enough context because this is a 5-book series and I've only read a book and a half.
Just go back to a published date. Find something that was published a while ago.
I don't need Resam. I don't need another.
You do. You collect them.
I don't need my piece. That'd be a killer idea for a chess table. Like the chess pieces. I could just make them all. It could be the blondes versus the brunettes.
Wait, you have a parental issue, like light-haired guy? You have Gojo.
Whoa! Leave him out of this.
He's not necessarily blonde, but he's basically blonde. And he's got mommy and daddy issues.
Leave him alone.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't deserve all this.
Yeah, he does.
Let him live.
Canonically, piece of garbage.
No.
Yes.
He would never do that to me.
All right.
I can fix him. I cannot.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone can fix him.
It's okay, because you know who I love more than that? His psychotic bestie.
They're not besties, apparently.
I think they are.
They had a breakup in front of KFC. They're not anything anymore.
They made up.
They're not anything anymore.
Not according to the fan fiction.
Okay, well, fanfiction lies. So,
what was I even talking about before that? You cannot bring that up. It'll completely derail me.
All right, guys, we're going to get back to the actual fanfiction we came to talk about today before we completely derail our entire lives. The birthday chapter was sad.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not sure I needed... Okay, chapter 31, at first I was like, why are we here? I don't care about Quidditch.
Right.
Like, I care about Quidditch, but like...
In the context of everything that's happening.
I don't care. But then there was the conversation between Odin and Loki.
Yes.
And that was cool and fire, but also I already knew he felt that way. Like I'm
talking about Loki or Odin?
Loki.
You didn't know Odin felt that way though.
No.
Which was super.
I just felt like it was a weird...
Odin also?
Not in character at all.
I'm fine with it though. I mean, Odin sucks, so do what you want with him, I guess.
Oh, what was was it Thor Love and Thunder where Thor goes and talks to him right before they die? Both of them do?
I haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder, actually. I don't think. I don't remember.
They go and talk to him.
That's Ragnarok.
Maybe.
When they're standing and he mists away the dust. That's Ragnarok.
I was like, shoot, I don't know which one it is. I just know that happens, and it was stupid.
Yeah, but you know who looks slay?
Loki. But that's because Loki almost always looks slay. Even when he's being Steve Rogers, slays.
No, he looks so slay in that, and Thor looks just like a millennial.
Looks like Thor.
Jeans and his stupid little zip-up thing that's too small for him. You know, my favorite interview with the whole Marvel cast is that time that they're all guessing whose arms are who.
And he's like, that's me. And they're like, no, it's RDJ.
That's RDJ!
That's so funny. My favorite is Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie. And he's like, I'm Cinderella, y'all. I'm broke. You got $20?
Could you mention that last time we recorded?
Did I? Well, I've proven my own point. That is my favorite one. I think it's so funny. It's equivalent to me as the, do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
And then his chaotic laugh. And then I like when they made it into freaking Under the Sea.
Will you wear wigs? No.
Do you wear wigs? No, I do not. Have you worn wigs?
But weren't you the one telling me that there was like a Beyond meme to it where somebody else was interviewing that same guy and they're like, have you seen the wig?
Yes!
And he's like, yeah, that's me.
And they're like, no, it's not. And he's like, no, it literally was. And Billy Boyd is like, no, that was literally him. Yes. That's the most meta interview ever. Interviewing the guy who did your favorite meme interview not knowing he was the guy. That's embarrassing.
That would be something. Nah, that'd be me.
That'd be us. We would do that.
And have you seen this meme? That's literally me. For me, like,
oh, I'm an idiot. Please forgive me.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I think that not my worst fear, but pretty close, is just interviewing people. Interviewing people,
I would need set questions. You know, I need the structure and vibes, not the thing they're doing. I need the structure though and the vibes of the hot wings thing.
The chicken shot hot?
No.
No,
not her. The guy who has, it's the spicy wings.
Yeah.
The
hot ones.
See, that's the vibes I would need.
You need to be doing something?
I need to be doing something, but also he's a highly prepared researched guy. Mm-hmm. He does his research on people and he like knows what he's talking about so that he can ask them well-informed questions.
Yep.
That's the only way I could do that. I
just couldn't do like a carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Those make me so nervous every time I see them.
I have vibes. My vibes are never good. So that would be so bad for me. It is. You guys don't know it because you can't see me, but the vibes, never good.
What are you talking about?
I feel like the vibes are never good. I'm always like, I don't know.
What is it,
dinky? No, actually, my vibes consistently are Todoroki. I'm aloof and like stone cold on accident.
I think you have a really weird perception of yourself. You're literally a ray of sunshine. If anything, I'm Todoroki.
You're not Todoroki yet? Oh my gosh. Actually, maybe my vibes are Kirishima. The redhead.
I don't think I've seen enough of him.
It's like, that's so manly, bro.
Because obviously I have all the time in the world and I'm not between several forms of media right now. I'm started My Hero Academia.
We're not far, friends. We're not far.
No, I'm like maybe halfway through season 2.
We're in the middle of the sports festival, guys. Midoriya is fighting Todoroki. That's where we are.
He hasn't yet. Well, he's about to. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Since we're already off track, go ahead and run through all the media you're consuming right now.
The media I'm consuming.
Yes, all forms of media. So I'm watching My Hero. I'm also still on season 2 of Fruits Basket.
Shameful.
I have one episode left of My Perfect Marriage. Am I reading anything right now? It's not I'm not reading anything but this fan fiction. I kind of went hard over the holidays and I burnt myself out. So I'm gonna have to find a new hyperfixation probably before I start reading fan fiction again or give that one a rest. Okay, maybe that's it. I was recommended a book trilogy. We'll see
what
if I get into it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's C.S. Lewis's sci-fi trilogy Bet you didn't know he had one of those.
I did. I just don't remember what it's called.
It's one of them's called, I don't know. It starts with a P. The second book.
Descriptive.
Something like a woman on something planet world Earth.
All right.
It's sci-fi.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, I'm watching My Hero Academia. I'm still on episode 1 of Totally Bound Hanaka-kun. I have not watched any more of it. Not because it's bad, I just haven't. I need to rewatch JJK, but I haven't started that yet.
Yeah, me too, but I'm not emotionally ready for that.
I finished the book I was reading, thank goodness. And I started a whole new book and finished it in the same day, so the next book I have is Murder on the Links by Agatha Christie. But I haven't started yet, but it's my next to be read. I don't have any current fan fictions right now either, other than this one.
Wow, we suck at this.
No, we don't. But in my defense, I was like busy. But I do have one I want to find one. There's like, I don't know what it's called or anything. Like, I just need to find this one that fits the vibes that I want. But I don't. I'm like, okay, I can only put in so many search words and have it show me something new. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Also, I'm still, where did this Porsche idea come from? I'm still stuck on Bakugo having a Porsche. Anyway, what else? I feel like that's it. I just watched all the Lord of the Rings. That was a vibe.
And
only the first one. I refuse to listen to the other two until I read the books. I'm going to try and force myself to read the books. That's after Murder on the Links. Once I finish Murder on the Links, I can start the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't really know if I want to read The Hobbit. I'll think about it. Am I watching anything else? I think the answer is no.
I guess technically I'm still in the Akatar.
Yeah, sounds like
it. Traumatized. I just haven't picked it up. I haven't listened to it.
I guess I'm in the middle of Lies and Weddings.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm in the middle of Lies and Weddings by Kevin Kwan. And I was like, listening to this audiobook. And I was like, dude, who is this person? Guys, the person narrating this audiobook, the reason she's so familiar to me is because she's in Crazy Rich Asians. She's...
In the movie, you mean?
Yes. She's...
Obviously.
Is it
in the book?
I think her name's like Rachel or something. She's the girl... Not Rachel. Is that right? That's wrong. She's the girl who's like obsessed with Nick. And they used to date for like a hot second.
Yep.
And it's kind of like really rude to her and like makes her like that.
It's the girl that's getting married?
No, not Araminta.
Her friend?
No.
Or no, it's a separate person, but that's in the wedding party, right? Or comes on the vacation.
She goes on she goes to the bridal shower on the island. Yes. She's the one who's like, oh yeah, me and him used to date. You didn't know that. She's like an attorney for his family or whatever. Yep. Her. I was like, I'm an idiot. And it's because in the audiobook, she said, what? And it's the exact way she said it in the movie. And I was like, wait a minute. So then I had to Google the lady, like the name on the book. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was right. I was having a good day that day. I was like, that was crazy of me to not put together faster. Plus, she slays the voices. She's got like a bunch of different voices and they all are very distinct. And I was like, okay, ma'am. All right.
Multifaceted actress there.
She's slaying the game. So that's happening. What else is happening? Although, I was listening to that book. And things were like happening and going whatever. And the girl realizes that she's in love with Rufus. I think it's his name. Her name is Eden. Eden realizes she's in love with him basically. And they're like in the middle of Marfa, Texas. And they're like at some art. They're at the Conservatory Museum in Marfa. And he says something to her and she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, what? She's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, he's like trying to explain that he's like in love with her. And she's like, no, I know. And he's like, and she's like, and basically she's like, I love you too. And he's like, what? And then they just start making out. And I was like, wait, can we like please have a civilized conversation? Because you tried earlier in this book to have a civilized conversation with her and she was not picking up what you were laying down and then you kissed her. Like that's literally how that all happened. Can we not do that again now that you both are on the same page, please?
This is your murder book or the whatever?
No, this is the Lies and Weddings. This is the...
Oh, yeah, that's what I was calling the murder book.
No, this is the Crazy Rich... I mean, there is a murder in it, but like...
Yeah.
I don't want to... No! And I'm still trying to figure out, like, how we're saving Rufus's family because they're definitely gonna, like, lose all their stuff. Which, not that I really care, but, like, he's got these good plans that are pretty okay. And could maybe, like, you know, turn around the whole generational wealth and using it for something good, and not just for themselves, and, like, all this stuff. But his dad keeps doing stupid stuff. And I don't know. So I took a break from that when I went out of town. I said, pause.
How long is that book?
I don't know.
I mean, what else? You just listed off like 8 things. That's enough.
But also there can't be more because I can't think of it. It's not. So the last movie I watched was Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. So
The last movie I watched was, but it was pretty good.
I want to see Wicked now that I've, rehashed the musical for myself. But technically I'm watching Doctor Who slowly. Rewatching.
Really slowly.
Rewatching it.
Yeah.
We're on the second Christmas special, and tell you what, I'm excited for season 3. I loved Donna. Not season 3, technically. It's the third Doctor. Well, it's not the third Doctor. It's still David Tennant. She's the third companion. I love Donna. I think she's hilarious. Catherine Tate is an icon, so I'm excited.
Them together is
Their vibe is great. Their vibe is so great.
Yep.
So I'm hyped for that, but who knows when that's continuing.
Yep.
And I feel like that's all the media I'm consuming. It wasn't that much. It felt like a lot, but it wasn't.
No, I don't think it's like an audiobook, a real book, a couple shows.
But even then, not any, really. They're all dependent on other people that I'm watching them with, except Totally Bound Hanaka-kun, but like I don't have time alone, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah, mine are all, except for My Perfect Marriage or Happy when I'm watching them. I swear, if I don't get to finish Fruits Basket, I'm actually not going to finish before the end of the year.
Don't you want to know, though?
Yeah, I do want to know. Also, I want to know how much I'm going to kick myself
For
having such a little crinkle on Shigure. I just know he's going to hurt my feelings, but he's so cute.
He's not cute. He's not even cute.
He is. I think it's his weird gray hair. I don't know. Actually, it's his fit. I just love those stupid robes.
Oh my god. At least pick Hattori.
I'll pick him too.
Homeboy's in a suit all day, every day.
I know, but he doesn't look as comfy. Shigure just looks comfy. Maybe I just want to be him. I want his life. I want his house. I don't want him to be him. I don't want to be a pedophile.
I'd take his house.
I want his house and I want his fit. He looks comfortable. He just looks comfortable.
Bro, I told you day one.
He just looks so comfortable.
Guys, the first time I ever watched Fruits Baskets, I was like, I don't know about you. And then the more I watched, I was like, I think I'm right. Yeah, by the end, I was like, I knew it.
Yeah, one day.
That was such a poor choice on your part. I mean, there are not a lot of choices, technically, but that was just a poor one.
No, between Kurano and Hattori, that's fine. It's fine. It's just, I don't know, whatever.
You're not going to choose Ayame?
You're so right.
No, I feel like Ayame is not a reliable partner for most people. Like, he can be, but not for you. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah, they're almost too similar in some ways for him to be like...
In what ways?
I don't know.
In what ways?
Do you want me to say?
No. Yeah, so this was super on topic. Thank you guys.
We derailed so much. Oh my gosh. But in our defense, we read a lot.
That was so much. I spent an entire afternoon just reading this fanfiction.
Although I read one chapter extra on accident, like legit, I just wasn't paying attention because I actually did not know, but I did know because chapter 35, as you all have read at this point, right? Yeah, you have. You didn't listen to this without reading it. I know you didn't. Ends with Harry approaching Draco Malfoy, and I was like,
I have to watch the tea.
But like I didn't know what chapter it was anyway, so I was like reading on. And I was expecting the beginning to be the way it was, but then the end, I was like, I can't go on because then I'll say something I shouldn't say because I'll know way too much.
But
the end of chapter 36 had me. I was like, I want to know. This is the first time. This is the first time I spent this entire fig being like, I have to know what happens next. And it's not even because it was because
the stakes have not been super high.
No, and the stakes are high for Draco, but they're not for Harry in what happens next. But it's such a Harry thing to do. I was like, But also, his friends and his father are going to literally murder him. They're going to kill him. Oh, they're going to kill him. It's going to be hilarious.
Okay, is there anything more we need to do? We didn't even talk about, like, the last half of the reading. I feel what did we even talk about?
Actually, okay. So the last half of it, I'm fine with the Harry choosing to go against Dumbledore.
Right.
And unite the houses. I'm cool with all that. I'm cool with him being cool with the firsties. I'm cool with him not taking potions because he doesn't want to work for the ministry because I think he should be a teacher anyway. And this fake Harry totally gets it because he's like, I'm pretty okay at teaching. Yeah, you are. Make it your job. Anyway, Let's see. I think it's weird that like the author brought in the Americans and then we're like, peace. We're only going to mention them by sprinkle. Also, we barely touched on this, but I feel like the Hermione Tony Stark vibes.
Yeah.
He calls her Elfie, and I was like I get we're going for the witch vibes, and like you're playing off Elphaba, but like, huh? Like, what?
Yeah, we don't.
Also, in what world does Tony Stark watch musicals? Attentively? Canon Tony Stark watches musicals and pays attention to them?
Not pays attention enough to know
a character's name? No.
A character's name, probably.
No, probably doesn't know the words of the music.
Yeah.
If you played... Yo, speaking of Tony Stark... No! I saw the saddest thing on Pinterest ever.
What?
It was after Tony dies, all of his, like, creations, like, they don't go away because they're not, like, tied to his life, but they also are highly aware. And so they all get sad. Like, what's the robot in
Jarvis?
Not Jarvis, the robot downstairs. Dummy. It's one of his robots downstairs, right? Dummy, like, doesn't do anything. It just sits. And all of his, like, it's not Jarvis. What's the name of the other one? Mm-hmm. He gets a new AI. Yeah. Because Jarvis becomes
Vision.
Mm-hmm. And she'll do stuff for you, but she doesn't talk to you. She doesn't reply to you. Oh. And I was like, but then it got worse. Because Peter Parker showed up to start to do something one day and was downstairs, and Dummy came over to him. Like, Dummy moved and like came over to Peter because he had stumbled upon something that was like made him sad, and Dummy was like comforting Peter. And then the AI started playing different clips of Tony talking about Peter. And it was so sad. It was what is it? It was just a post. And it was like, Tony and Pepper talking about like how he wants to do this for Peter and like don't tell him about it. Like don't tell Aunt May about XYZ. And it was Stephen Tony talking about something, and Tony was like, he's a kid, he's not getting involved in this. And Steve was like, but he's an Avenger, like he has the right. You've given him this title. And Tony's like, but he's a kid. And they're like arguing over Peter. And then it's like all these other clips, and they're so sad. And the last one is like Tony and Pepper like laying on a couch or whatever talking, and Tony's like, I think I want kids. And Pepper's like, you've literally never... You're like so adamantly against kids. And he's like, no, I've just been thinking about it. Like maybe, and she's like, this is about Peter, isn't it? And he was like, no. And he's like, no. She's like, this is about Peter. And he's like, I mean, no. And she's like, no, you're literally his dad. This is about Peter. And I was like, this is so sad. And like, Peter is like bawling. He's like, you have to stop. Like, you have to stop showing these to me. And like, she won't. Like, she just keeps showing them to him to show him how much Tony loved him. And I was like, this is literally the worst. I was like, and it didn't end happy to my memory. It just him and the bots being sad. And I was like, guys, hurt. It was so sad. I was like, really? I love Tony Stark. Not as much as I used to love Steve Rogers, but I do love Tony Stark. He shouldn't have died.
We've already we know, guys. We done hopped on that soapbox, opened that can of worms.
Did we do that on the pod?
Beat that dead horse.
Okay.
It was a whole 40-minute conversation, I think.
I remember we talked about it, but I can't remember if we had it on the pod. I just know we did talk about it.
Actually, I don't remember. I know that we talked about... Yes, because it started with the Steve should have died.
Because he should have. And that's coming from me.
Yeah.
Guys, in my purse right now, I have a wallet
that says Steve should have died.
No, it's got Captain America on it. Like, I bought an expensive wallet with him on it. That's how much I loved Steve Rogers.
Rip.
No, that man betrayed me.
Betrayed everyone.
I can't believe that. It's stupid. Anyway.
Last words.
I just hope the next chapter is as good as I want it to be. I'm really hype about it. I really want it to be good.
So we're reading through the end of the fic. So
yes.
Next time you see us, we'll be
through chapter
done.
56, guys. Chapter 56.
And I'm really interested because I guess there's only 20 chapters left. 21.
Well, in the last couple chapters, names. What?
Yeah, there's only 21 chapters left, and we still have to fight
Voldemort, maybe?
Voldemort?
Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah.
Also, why are we not
or heal him with the power of friendship? I don't know.
Why are we not more concerned about Harry's scar yet? We've had several months at this point, and
Well-
Loki knows there's literally something in it, and we have yet to address it.
Yeah.
If Harry can do soul magic, why are we not attempting anything?
I don't know. He does bring it up though. He's like, this scar has to go. He says that at one point.
Look into it.
I don't know. They're busy not doing laundry.
Right. So what are they doing?
Throwing parties, going to quit. Yeah, this is a really. It wants so badly to be a slice of life.
But like also,
badly.
Also, when Harry's out practicing or training with the Asgardians, what are you doing? Huh? What have you been doing? What have you been doing?
Loki, please.
God, if he's the god of magic, shouldn't he just be able to like, I need the book about this? Got it, let me look. You're kidding.
No.
You're kidding.
What else did they say? He's like god of something else, life, or what did they say?
Oh, girl, I remember but don't remember. Like,
You
I
know
know
what
what you're
I'm
talking
talking
about, but I also don't remember
When
what
someone was
they
like,
said.
isn't he the god of this? And I was like, what? When did we say that? I missed that. I think it was life or something. I don't know.
I wonder if I could Google it. What is Loki, the god? Whoa. What is Loki? Okay.
Other than mischief.
The god of. Bro, can we please spell that right?
Maybe it's like fertility or something?
Mischief, trickery, and deception.
No, it's...
That's it.
Well,
Fire?
I really thought it was life or something weird like that.
Crap. Never fully good or evil. La 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 la. Wait, read this little section here. Bound to a rock. He's a god of fire.
Okay, well, maybe that was what it was. Maybe. It was talking about his... No, it was before the first one. Oh, maybe it was.
He's the god of death.
I thought that was Hela.
Wait, no, I lied. Guys, I'm crazy. Also, have you been picking up all the weird Hela hints throughout the whole thing?
That's another thing that I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, because she was heavily referenced in the Fog chapter with the zombies.
Yes.
And then Tyr mentions her without mentioning her by name.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, is she gonna show up?
Maybe she becomes the real villain and Voldemort just ends up
Dead?
Maybe not. No, maybe he just goes away. Like they figure out like,
Or maybe she
You know.
shows up and Harry heals her with the power of friendship and then kills Voldemort. I don't know.
I cannot predict how this fic is gonna end.
Can't tell you about chapter 37 and my predictions without revealing too much of chapter 36, but I tell you what, guys, my hopes are so high for chapter 37. They're so high, and they're fulfilling my enemies to brothers needs, potentially, but I don't know because I haven't read it yet. Anyway, we should go before we continue to yap nonsense.
Babble. Yeah, we're gonna turn this off so we can continue to
Stare at Todoroki. Tell you what.
I was gonna say yap. But yeah, that too.
All right, folks.
Thanks for joining us.
Read on. We'll see you. Well, we won't see you, but we'll talk to you next time.